Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Of course, this is going to be about the ongoing saga once again. I'm getting bored of talking about it. But but your side, the inevitable fight in your side doesn't get made, and that is, of course, it's disgusting, but it's inevitable. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn is on. Even though it says on question mark, but it's on for me. I'm not even doing another video about it after this. I know it's going to get announced. The only other video I will do about it is when it's nearer to the fight on February the 3rd. But yeah, it's gonna happen. Let's be real, people. It's gonna happen. This shows what's wrong with boxing, isn't it? But anyways, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn is expected to be finalised this week for the 3rd of February at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Appeal in Benn UCAD test over his 2 positive drugs tests from last year remain ongoing, which is absolutely pathetic, isn't it? It really is pathetic how it's still ongoing for the whole year. But that's down to Conor Benn and his team for the way they behave throughout the process. For me. So we can set that off. And but for me, I've kept on saying it, haven't I? This fight shouldn't be happening. Conor Benn hasn't cleared his name. Hasn't properly cleared his name, which is in front of the British board. Clear your name first, then fight. And this fight for me, it's all fantasy, it's all money, it's a nonsense fight. Both of them are nowhere near the father's levels, nowhere near the father's careers. Chris Eubank Jr. keeps telling us he wants to fight for world titles, but keeps telling us about his poker and Hotel Manson and his party nonsense. Conor Benn has fought nobody. On his resume. All he's fought so far is 2-0 to start off his career. Let's be real about it. He's calling out John Boots Ennis, the new IBF welterweight champion, after 10th 12th round, but obviously stripped of that title after becoming undisputed. John Boots Ennis pretty just demolishes Conor Benn. He don't want Ennis, trust me. Because outside of Spence and Crawford, Ennis is the best welterweight out there. Conor Benn's delusional. He is delusional in his own mind. And what Conor Benn did want is the way he behaved throughout this whole process. Don't dull-fist eyeballs, Piers Morgan's show as well. That was a massive L straight away. Shows you were guilty. That you don't on Conor Benn on Piers Morgan's show. I'm not interested in what Eubank Sr. said, saying he's innocent and all that. There's been talk about Harlem Eubank against Conor Benn, which makes more sense because they're both natural at that weight. But again, Conor Benn hasn't cleared his name. And and Chris Eubank Jr. is obviously the more money fight than Harlem Eubank, with all due respect. But Harlem Eubank is Conor Benn's level. It's Conor Benn's level for me. With all due respect to Harlem Eubank, Chris Eubank Jr. should be fighting for world titles now. After beating a world level fighter in Eubank Smith in the rematch. Obviously, if you don't know, obviously, it's just, it keeps happening. Boston keep finding loophole after loophole. And it's going to happen. It is going to happen, people. They will force this fight to go through. They don't need the British board. The British board. They don't need the British board to obviously to get the fight made. They can easily go to a phone commission like David Hay and David Tesoro did with the Luxembourg commission. They'll easy a hooping commission. They'll sanction it in the UK. They can easily go to PBA that did the Misfits for KSI vs 23. They need to go to that as well, because the British board didn't order that, did they? They didn't obviously make that as well. So it's just simply not right. It's not right at all, people. Majority of people will agree with me, apart from Conor Benn fans who will comment saying, "Oh, he isn't though," and all that. But for me, it's simply not right. This doesn't be another dark cloud over boxing. It's going to be better than ever, though. It will be better than ever. It'll be better than the first fight in terms of promotion as well. It'll be more heated, more personal as well. And Chris Eubank Jr. will promote it well. He'll be a proper wind-up merchant on Conor Benn. Obviously, we will still watch it. I'll still watch it, even though I think it shouldn't be happening. Even before the Tuds test, it's a fantasy fight. Let's be real. It's a fantasy fight. And for me, you shouldn't be stepping up 2 weight divisions to fight a natural fighter at that 160 weight. But obviously Eubank Jr. will be more in the super middleweight for the fight, in my opinion. And it's just not right. That shouldn't be happening. I said it with Canelo Alvarez and Shamel Charlo. Obviously, there's no controversy going on with that. But I said to Shamel Charlo to only doing it for the money, to get a payday. It was the one fight for Canelo, and one fight for Shamel. Jamel's only doing it for the money. Jamel knows he was using that fight straight away because of the different weight divisions. We have weight divisions for a reason. Stick to them. Because I'm sick of it, honestly. Yeah, you can step up one weight division, like you would had. Yeah, that's fair enough. But not 2 weight divisions straight away. But obviously, it is all conspiracy how Conor Benn got up to 160. And now it's came out on how he got to 160. And for the first fight, well, 157, should we say, 157, which was again murder, because Eubank Jr. has never been at that weight. He shouldn't be training opposition down, in my opinion. You shouldn't be training your opposition down, for me. In my opinion, it's just simply not right at all. And especially in the sport where you can get killed as well. And imagine that first fight went ahead with the training weight of Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn having illegal steroids in his body. That would have been the end for boxing, in my opinion. That would have been the end for boxing. Would have caused uproar with the media. The media would have their sound bites as well. And standing on the soapbox saying, "Oh, it should be cancelled now." It's the same when a Misfits fighter stepped in with a real fighter, a proper real fighter, and the Misfits fighter that's hurt appears more than be a hypocrite, saying, "Oh, we shouldn't be having Misfits fighters on boxing." But then at the same time, then he'll be saying, boxing needs to take responsibility. I mean, fuck off. He's a clown, honestly. He's a proper clown, Piers Morgan. So, yeah, I'll be watching it, though. I'll be watching it because it's what I do on my channel. I do predictions, previews and reviews for any boxing fight. Well, real boxing fight, not this Misfits nonsense. And yes, it's Tommy Fury who's taking part, then obviously he's cast as a real boxer. And but yeah, I'll still be watching it. It was inevitable it was going to happen. For me. And prepare the internet meltdown now. But I predicted this a year ago. After the first fight was postponed, I said it would get made then. Trust me, it would get made then. Trust me. Eddie Hearn once again on lost money for the fight. British fans will watch it. Let's be real. It's no British food and rivalry. Yes, we will. But Eddie Hearn's, Conor Benn's team saying it's the biggest fight in Britain. Fuck off. No, it isn't. Imagine disrespecting Tyson Fury and antitrust you with Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Come on, man. They're out of here. They're out of here. Ye would trust Warrington's fucking bidder. Pretty bidder than Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Let's be real about it. Let's be real. Because both of them had better careers than Eubank and Benn as well. So, delusional, man. Absolutely delusional. Obviously, I'll still watch it. Because it is a rivalry. It's a food. Because the father's fighting as well. But it shouldn't be happening. Simon Jordan's a hypocrite. Simon Jordan will be a hypocrite, trust me, because he'll end up watching it. He'll end up watching the fight, trust me. He will. Yes, we will. Exactly. Simon Jordan said he wasn't going to watch through first to saw it, but he still gave his opinion on it. So he's contradicting as well, Simon Jordan. But I do agree with Simon Jordan on the Conor Benn situation. Definitely, I agree with him. Shouldn't be happening. And for me, the British board, it's all right paying Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn for the whole situation, for the whole saga. But you don't pay him the British board as well. Why leave it 1 year? Well, 1 year going on. Pretty they done straight away. They done straight away with Conor. They've not handled this well either, the British board. And for me, the British board needs sacking as well. They need sacking as well. Robert Smith is not up to us. It's not up to us. They fucking it. One absolute clown. Of course it's up to you. You are supposed to be the governors of British boxing. And Conor Benn was a British fighter who had a British license, who failed a trust test. Well, who failed 2 trust tests. I mean, I stuck my fingers up there. I mean, two failed trust tests. So yeah, it should be up to you to deal with the situation. So I don't, honestly, it's not right from Conor Benn, but I don't blame him for fighting in September because with the way the British board have been handling it. So, but for me, absolute disgraceful. Shambles, really is. Absolute shambles. Obviously, I will obviously still talk about it when I'm predicting the fight as well. That shouldn't be happening. But it's all about that. It's all about money, egos, loopholes, you name it. That absolute lot of it. It's another dark cloud for boxing people. But it's disgusting, but it's inevitable. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. And it's going to be finalised. It's going to be announced this week. And, is Eddie Hearn going to be... Is Eddie Hearn and Van Smith going to keep saying this for the whole year? They've been saying this for the whole year, though. Oh, yeah, it's going to be announced this week. But, yeah, I start feeling it will be. And I think it will be announced this week. I think everything seems to be done now. Especially with the dispute over who should get what money. It's a cut out. It's a cut out for Conor Benn. Trust me. It's a cut out. It's a complete mismatch. If all fair is fair, no cutting corners, no Conor Benn injecting stuff in his body. If all fair is fair, Chris Eubank Jr. demolishes Conor Benn. It's a complete mismatch. Chris Eubank Jr., who is natural at this weight, Conor Benn is a natural welterweight. Conor Benn's strength is at welterweight. Conor Benn, we saw him in his comeback fight at 154. He was so slow. Against this Mexican who he picked up off the street, in my opinion. Who, ironically, obviously, if you watch my previous content, failed the trust test as well. Need wonder, to be honest with you. But Car was a bit. Car was a bit, Conor. Car was a bit. So I don't actually blame his opponent for doing that. disgusting. It really is in boxing, but it's like in the Olympics. My father was saying it's like in the Olympics where the one that is obviously starting, the one who wins the race, obviously you find out he's took Truds, illegal Truds, to gain him an advantage. I think there is, honestly, I do think there is room for that. There will be room for people taking illegal Truds to gain them an advantage, performing enhancing Truds sport, in my opinion. No, there will be. And if that does happen, it'll probably make it more exciting. It probably makes it more exciting in terms of performance. But it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening, in my opinion. Because it can kill yourself as well. Never mind put your opposites in the bottom win. It can easily kill yourself as well. So be careful what you're taking, trust me. This is why I want Conor Benn to clear his name. This is why I want him to clear his name. And not to do it again. Like Darren White has. Numerous times. And Darren White's done missing, hasn't he? Darren White's done missing since that incident in audits where he was going to fight Anti-Josh in the rematch. He's done missing. But does that make him more guilty that he's done missing and he stayed quiet? I mean, Yusuf Bomdan has done that as well. And Mother Yanya's done that as well. Why does it seem to be? You know what? I will actually give Eddie Hearn his Tuesday. I will actually give Eddie Hearn credit. At least he's testing the fighters. At least he's testing these fighters. Obviously, Utah weren't with Eddie Hearn. His father that are with Matchroom. And I think it's Trud Free Sport that are with Matchroom as well. And he's Eddie Hearn. He's got the money, though. He's got the money to obviously get testing done. It's bad, people. It is bad when you see a fighter fail with tests. But at the same time, I do agree with Eddie Hearn. I think it's actually a good thing as well. He's now testing them out. But the problem for Eddie Hearn is you're testing them out after they've had their fights. After they had their fights when they took the Truds. That's the only problem for Eddie Hearn. So it's all right saying, it's all right me praising Eddie Hearn for getting the testing done. But at the same time, he needs to do them before the fights, not after the fights. Because after the fights, you get a more uproar reaction. Obviously, the Eubank Benn happened before the fight with Utah. But at Yeats, that's the right way to do it before the fight. Before someone gets seriously hurt, instantly, or even worse. So, but the whole side has been a shambles. And to be fair, I just want it to be all done with now. I don't really care anymore. Wherever it will be, it will be. Wherever it will be, it will be. And it's just a real shame because I did like Conor Benn. But the way he's behaved throughout this has been atrocious, in my opinion. Not the right way to go. Not the right way to go for me. I used Tyson Fury and Canelo Alvarez. They went straight away and took their medicine, took the ban. But for me, if you fail, even if it's just one, if you fail one Truds test, you should be banned completely from the sport. No second chances. In my opinion. But it is one of them, isn't it? It is one of them. Okay, we'll give you one more chance. Two is the maths for me. 2 chances is what you give them. But Conor Benn, he failed 2. That's the thing. He failed 2 tests. So, real shame about Conor. Real shame about it. I said this a year ago. Real shame. I did like him with the way he spoke. But now he won't be like now. He will use fans now for the way he's behaved throughout this whole process and saga. But it is what it is. Where it will be. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. Yet that inevitable fight is hold on downside. Yotta is fine on the end. In terms of the Eubank versus Benn side, Yotta is done an end this week, as this week Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn is set to be finalised, set to be made for the 3rd of February at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. After the first fight was postponed back in October 2022 at the O2 Arena. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below. Take care, stay safe, see you later. Disgraceful, disgusting, atrocious, shambles, but inevitable. This is what boxing is, people.